Nightlife in Playa del Carmen has always been one of the city's biggest attractions. Famous for its upscale restaurants, world-class nightclubs, and awe-inspiring performances, it's no wonder more tourists than ever are headed to Playa for a taste of what makes this small Mexican city so popular. We're going to be walking you through Playa's tourist hub, known as the 5th Avenue, to find the best food, drinks, and entertainment, before we hit the 12th Street for some dancing and a peek at Mexico's most famous nightclub. Alright, so it's about 4 p.m. right now, and we're starting off down at Parque Fundadores because there's actually a really cool live entertainment which we're going to show you in a bit, but first we're going to grab a snack because we're really hungry, and they've got a ton of different snacks all lined up down here at Parque Fundadores. And I'll choose one thing. Hola, buenas tardes. Uno de chicharrones, por favor. Muchísimas gracias. ¿Cuánto cuesta? Alright, so we got chicharrones, which are like deep fried flour, and then they're covered in salsa valentina, which is like a smoky, spicy, peppery sauce, very, very typical to have here in Mexico. So this is what they look like. They do get a little bit soggy if you leave them for too long, so you kind of have to eat them right away. Something I must say is that it is very busy down here. It's actually the busiest by far. We've seen it in the last 2 years. I'd say tourism has completely reactivated in the area. It's crazy. Look at all those people. Very busy.
First we're gonna head to see the Papantla flowers, which are actually from this region, from the state of Veracruz.
And then we're gonna be watching the Mayan warriors a bit later, which come from this region. Oh, you can hear them already. We were hoping to catch the Mayan warriors, but apparently they're coming down later today, so we're about to head down the 5th Avenue to find a place to have an early dinner. And if you don't know what the 5th Avenue is, basically it is a long 5-mile strip of souvenir stores, restaurants, tourist attractions, and it's right by the beach. So this is the main tourist area of Playa del Carmen, hence why the nightlife is down here too. So in terms of restaurants on the 5th Avenue, you've got anything from very casual street food to this kind of like budget restaurants, and then you've got high-end, very nice restaurants. So if you're looking for food, you're going to find it. It just depends what you're looking for.
And the concept of this restaurant where we are right now, all of the items in the menu are 25 pesos, basically around $1.
And the price is amazing, honestly.
Gracias. Gracias.
Let me just preface this evening by saying that Giovanni and I are no longer party experts. We had our days, we did, but now we're 30 and almost 30, so 1-2 drinks for me for tonight is more than I can handle. More than I can handle. More than I can handle. While you're on the 5th Avenue, you're going to come across a lot of independent performers. Obviously, the shows are free, but if you do want to give back to the community, your tips go a long way for these guys.
Muchas gracias. Welcome to Mexico.
Thank you.
The real Mexican power.
Mexican power.
Nice.
Wow.
This is called taco goben, and it's made out of shrimp, and you get the taco basically like naked. So you go to the sauce station, and then you put sauces, chili sauce, and pico de gallo.
Honestly, for 25 pesos, you can't beat it. It's like $1. How would you rate Chapultepec?
7 out of 10, yeah.
Good value for money.
A good value for money. The tacos were acceptable, yeah.
There obviously is no hiding the fact that the crime rates in Playa have increased over the last few years.
Due to, drug-related, crime-related things that...
But they've got the Guardia Nacional walking all along the 5th, all along the beach, I suppose, just to hold more of a presence. And then you'll see a lot of cops around here as well. So other than like the occasional pickpocketing, you should be fine. It's really not as dangerous as what the newspapers and the media make it seem to be. But if you stay amongst the crowds, you should be fine. Oh, I love you.
I love you too.
The sun is setting, so I can already feel the vibes here are changing. It's going from people just walking around in bathing suits to people starting to like look a little bit more dressed up. It's around 6:30 right now, so we're actually headed to a rooftop, which is something you have to do when you're here in Playa. There are tons of rooftop bars rooftop pool areas. We're gonna go grab a drink. I can't even talk already.
She's tipsy. She's tipsy
I'm
already.
definitely tipsy already. But anyways, we're going to grab a drink and hopefully catch the sunset. We are currently on the mission of visiting all 32 states of the beautiful country of Mexico to gain a deeper understanding of the culture, food, heritage and history of this beautiful nation. So please consider subscribing to our channel.
If you're interested in learning what it's like to both travel and living within Mexico.
The sunset is going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
Guys, the sunset is going to be beautiful and we're going to see it from all the way up there. I've never actually seen Playa from a rooftop and it's completely different than it looks from the ground, guys. If there's one thing that you need to do in terms of nightlife here, I'd say make sure you head out to a rooftop bar. The views are beautiful and we are very blessed with a beautiful sunset this evening.
Absolutely. And also, as Simon was saying, there are like quite a few rooftops in Playa del Carmen, and roof 28 has a beautiful view of the sunset.
Yeah, and the facilities are beautiful as well, yeah. Thursday, Fridays and Saturdays will be the busiest and things will pretty much definitely be open. Things are typically closed on Sunday evening. They'll be open in the afternoon but not for the evening mostly. This is kind of music, eh?
The vibe is cool, eh?
Cool vibe. Baila, baila. Muchas gracias.
Show the African grooves. Show the African grooves.
That's exactly how they dance in Africa. So like we said, rooftops are a definite must-do here in Playa. Keep in mind though that they are one of the priciest things that you can do. One cocktail is about 180 to 220 pesos, which is about 8 to 10 US dollars. So very cool experience, but just keep in mind it's not like a budget-friendly option. Alright, so if you're wondering what to wear on a night out in Playa, honestly things are very casual, but there are definitely the more like upscale bougie clubs and restaurants, so it's really dependent on what you're going out for. We're in the middle of the road. I've got flat shoes, I've got jeans, I've got a little blazer, just in case we wanted to go somewhere nicer. For all of the handsome fellows out there, sneakers, nice ripped cool pair of jeans, and a smart little button-up shirt.
Most of the nightclubs are located in the 12th Street or La Calle 12 as like known by locals.
And just keep in mind that these clubs are not going to be like Mexico prices. Like prices of drinks are very high. You're looking like $10, $12 a drink. So just keep that in mind. So now we're about to head to Coco Bongo, which is essentially like the highlights of our night. If you come to Cancun or Playa del Carmen, you will definitely know what Coco Bongo is all about. You cannot miss the signage, that it's promoted like crazy. You may think that Coco Bongo is kind of on the pricey side, and yes it is. However, you're paying that once-off payments and you don't have to worry about drinks for the rest of the night, whereas if you were to go to any of these clubs on the 12th Street, you're probably going to end up paying pretty much the same, except you're not getting the show with it. So that's why we chose Coco Bongo. When we're done at Coco Bongo, we're obviously going to be taking a taxi to get home. Something very important to keep in mind about the taxis is they see tourists and then they see big money signs. Before you get into the taxi, you say, this is my final destination, what are you going to charge me? We've been on the 5th Avenue before where we know that to get to our house it should cost 60 pesos, and literally a taxi driver quoted us 350 pesos. So that's just to give you an idea of how ridiculous they can get. And if there is something that you cannot miss on a night out in Playa del Carmen, it would be a Marquesita. Giovanni's busy ordering over here. With cheesy gracias. We always get 𝗄𝗶𝘁𝗵𝗀 and Nutella because it's freaking delicious. We've got a hair in this one, that's very nice.
Every single opportunity that Simone is outside and see one of these Marquesitas stands,
I get one.
she gets one.
El reina de Marquesita.
La reina de las Marquesitas. And now we're going to Coco Bongo.
Coco Bongo!
Doors open at 8 p.m. and we will recommend getting into the queue at least 30 minutes prior to make sure you get a good spot. The show starts at 9 p.m. so don't worry if you are a little bit late.
To be honest, I'm fading a little. I'm feeling a little on the tired side, but as soon as we get in there and the vibes and the music.
You must be 18 or over to enter, although we didn't get asked for an ID.
We bought regular tickets which give you access to the general standing area. This also includes unlimited national beers and spirits, but the gold access means that you'll have access to the upper levels as well as seating on a table.
So with your entrance to Coco Bongo, drinks are unlimited!
The actual show itself is 4 hours long, but the music starts an hour before the show to get everyone inside and hyped up. This one is mostly for the ladies, but you're actually not allowed to bring in big bags or cameras, but there is a locker service available if you'd like to store your stuff while you're inside. Because you're obviously not allowed to bring big cameras inside, we shot this entire segment of the video on an action camera and on our phones. There are 4 Coco Bongos in 2 countries, which include Cancun, Playa del Carmen, 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏 and Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic. All 4 clubs are designed to offer the exact same show, so there really isn't a better location to visit, just pick the one that's closest to you.
Drink services offer all night long. We'd recommend tipping your server right at the start to guarantee drink service. You can also take a quick walk to one of the many bars within the club. There's a limited food menu available. However, if you buy a general ticket, you won't have access to a table, so we will recommend eating before you go in.
But someone else was to meet the city that night.
Coco Bongo really is a nightclub and a show all in one, and is often compared to shows you'll see in Vegas. What we really love about it is that they integrate commonly known music, movies and TV shows into kind of like a Cirque du Soleil style show, which makes it super fun to sing along to.
Censor!
You will see characters walking around and offering photos, but just remember that nothing is free inside Coco Bongo, so ask about prices before committing.
One, 2 drinks for me for tonight is more than I can handle. I also love how the performers are so interactive with the crowd. They get people up on the stage and give them their moment to shine.
Overall, we love Coco Bongo, and we'll probably choose this over one of the nightclubs on the 12th Street. Our original plan was to head over to a nightclub after Coco Bongo, but the show was only done at 1 AM. At the moment, the entire nightlife scene shuts down at 2 AM.
Muchísimas gracias. 𝗙𝗶𝗃𝗲𝗏. Perfecto. Sí, gracias. Everything is closed right now, so it's about 2 AM. So we're just gonna have to leave you guys here. So thank you so much for watching our video. If you're at all interested in Mexico to travel or to live, that is honestly what we're all about. We are obsessed with Mexico. This is a Mexican right here, so we've got the perspective of a Mexican and a South African. So if you enjoyed our video, please give us a big thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you in the next one. Hasta luego!
Join us next week where we take you on an in-depth tour of our home city of Playa del Carmen.